Today we're out at John Dyster's taxidermy shop. His company is Northland Taxidermy. He's located in Alton, Maine. And John's going to give us a few tips in the beginning here on what's the best way to bring in a fish to have you do the taxidermy work and mount it. And from talking with you already, you do skin mounts and fiberglass replicas, right?
Yeah, we do both of them.
Okay, so
mostly skin. The majority of the time we do skin mounts because that's what people want. We could do reproductions, but most of what we do is skin mounts. As far as how to handle the one when somebody's got it, got a fish you want to keep, get it on ice as soon as you can. If you can't bring it down soon or right away that day or so, the thing to do would be to wrap it in a wet towel and a couple of plastic bags and put it in the freezer. The purpose of the wet towel is that it freezes around the tail and the fins, and it prevents them from getting broke while it's in the freezer. So the better the shape the fish is when it gets to me, the better mount you're going to get. Another thing is don't gut it. Don't clean it. If you clean it down through the belly, then that means there's a seam on the bottom that I got to fix, and if I got to fix it, it's going to show. It may show, it may not, but there's no seam. When I skin them for a mount on the wall, they're cut on the back side of it, on the back side, so that you can't see the seam when it's on the wall. Well,
that's good to know. I never really knew that. Another thing is John does deer, moose, bear, turkey. I mean, if you look around his shop, there's critters everywhere that he's got all done. These are all customers' mounts, probably,
yeah,
right?
Most of his customers. There's a few things that are our own, but most of his customers.
So on the fishing end, that's a pretty good way to bring it. When you say frozen, they want to get it over here as fast as they can when it's frozen, right?
Once it's in the freezer and frozen, the fish are pretty durable. They can take a lot of abuse that
really?
way. I've done stuff that's been in the freezer as long as 10 years, but I don't recommend them waiting that long. It takes a while for me. It's going to take a year or so for me to get it done.
Well, when I was out at Lake Ontario, I caught a real rare fish in the lake, and it was some kind of weird strain rainbow steelhead.
Yeah.
And the guy wrapped it in some to keep it for taxidermists.
Yeah.
The guy wrapped it in some kind of white powder and stuff, salt or something looked like salt. I don't know. And to transport it, so it wouldn't. Well, I think the salt would dry the skin up.
Probably would. I don't know exactly what they use. It may have been salt or maybe borax.
I think it was.
Potentially.
Yeah, I think
borax,
it was.
Borax is a preservative that would tend to kill the bacteria. It would prevent the thing from spoiling longer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's a number of different ways. The best way is that once it's frozen, once it's frozen, you got plenty of time. And until it's frozen, the fish will start to decompose from the inside out. And the longer it stays unfrozen, even if it's on ice, the more you risk having them start decomposing.
Okay, well that's good to know. I've got a lot of people in my travels that ask me, how does a taxidermist really want a whitetail brought to them? In other words, a lot of guys I hear taxidermists complaining that they cut too much off the cape, and then it's all kinds of extra work for you.
Yeah, that's the common mistake is that they cut the brisket too short.
Okay.
It takes about half of the hide to do a shoulder mount. And I can always cut some off, but it's a lot harder to put it back on there if it's not there. If they're not sure how to skin it, feel free to call me and I can describe how to skin it. I mean, if they really aren't sure, they're welcome to bring it over and we can skin it here.
Okay.
But
oh, that's a service a lot of people don't offer. So you're open during deer season, pretty long hours, huh?
Yeah, after dark especially. I mean, during the day we may be out hunting ourselves, but I'm here after dark. Usually a lot of times till 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night.
So guys, just got to take your number and we'll get that number and we'll announce it on the introduction and then we'll run it on the tail end of the show so people will know at least to give you a holler, see if you're here. Okay, and the same goes for moose?
Moose the same way. Usually most people don't skin moose themselves. If you do, and if they have any questions, they same thing. Feel free to give me a call. Most of the people take it to a slaughterhouse, and most of the slaughterhouses know how to cape them.
Okay.
Tell them when they want to cape them. Occasionally you'll keep running across somebody that's not, but you just check with them to make sure, ask them if he's familiar with taping up the back of them. And the majority, 90% of them probably do fine that way.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a lot of bear outfits. A lot of them save the whole skin, right?
For bear, yeah.
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 And then you get your choice of what they want.
Yep.